be. So, and then of course she went from, doing everything the doctor told her to telling the doctor, I'm not doing anything unless my granddaughter says it's okay. So she would then call me for everything, before she would do anything, which is great. But, but she had, it was so typical of people, especially her age. And of course, she's been gone for many years. And if you look at the very elderly now, those who are in their 80s, 90s, are still very much accustomed to just letting the doctor be in charge and do whatever the doctor says.
Yeah.
Those who, the baby boomers that are in their 60s and 70s, they're a little bit more savvy. They're looking stuff up. But for the most part, they don't feel comfortable challenging a physician or asking a lot of questions. So I think it's really going to be the Gen Xers and the millennials that are going to change that are recognizing that we have a say and we have a place in our own care. And I think, we just have to educate, and provide them with the tools and the resources that they need to be able to make informed decisions. And so that's really where we focus our efforts at the Patient Safety Movement Foundation is, identifying what is the learning need and then doing whatever we can to meet that need, whether it be, a new apps or, we have, for example, online a PDF, fillable PDF plan of care that they can take and fill out and maintain. I would love to get to the point where we have an electronic app that people could use. That's very difficult to get off the ground, mostly because you can't get funding and mostly because people don't want to use it. So we have to start when they're young. We have to start in schools when they're first grade, second grade, teaching them how to, how to manage their own health and wellness, and in kind of, in a sandwich method. Let's get to the very young, let's get the very old, and hope that we can meet someplace in the middle.
Yeah, definitely. And then going off that, what do you think are some challenges with including the community in health?
Yeah, they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
Or they think they know what they know and they don't. So let's look at this pandemic, for example, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got people at opposite ends of the spectrum, right? You've got people on one end of the spectrum. Like we just got back from the Bay Area. We were visiting our daughter there, totally different, opposite mentality than in Newport Beach in Orange County, right? Mm-hmm. Newport Beach, they're saying, who the hell are you to tell me that I have to wear a mask? I refuse to wear a mask. I refuse to get this vaccine, and you can't make me, and because they have all of these crazy ideas of what masks and vaccines will do to you, and all of that is wrong, but they think they're right? And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the people in the Bay Area who, they're wearing 3 masks, and if you're not wearing one, they will shame you, like there's no tomorrow, right? So, and if you're outside, and I mean, the science, we know based on science that if you're outside and you're not, within 6 feet of other people, and there's not a lot of people around, you don't really need a mask. It's okay. So you have all of these misinformed people out there who really think that they know what they're supposed to be doing. And so those people drive doctors and nurses crazy, because then they come into their office and they say, let me tell you how this is going to work. And the doctors and the nurses are like, I don't think so. And that's when you hear them say, please don't confuse my medical degree with your Google search.
Yeah, definitely.
So somehow we have to figure out how to get these groups to talk to each other and be realistic, rational, reasonable, respectful, and all work together as part of one care team.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a huge challenge. It's all the different cultures within a giant culture, and there's so many subcultures or things are taboo to say some places, and it's really I feel like that's like the biggest challenge when working with the community and trying to give them education or researching them. It's all areas are so different regardless of like what state, what county, what city you're from it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And I have one final question for you. How do you think community-based research is going to change health?
How do I think it's going to change health? Well, I think people are becoming more aware. I think if you look at our study, the survey that we did, it's not really a study, it's just a survey. We last year, 91% of people had heard very little or nothing about medical error, and now we're at 87% of people have heard very little or nothing about medical error. So I think awareness is going to be huge there. The more we can make people aware of the risks involved in healthcare, the more I think people are going to want to do things to protect themselves. So, I think there's even my own family, even after all of these years of the work that I have done, and I'm very, very vocal about how I feel about things, and yet they're like, really? I had no idea that 200,000 people die every year because of medical error. And I'm like, where have you been for the last 20 years? Have you not been listening to me? So either that, or they think I'm exaggerating. Oh, you're just making a mountain out of a molehill. You're just saying that because of your personal experience. No. I'm saying that because that's what the evidence shows. So yeah, I think that's our biggest challenge, is just getting them to be aware without being afraid. We don't, that's a really delicate balance. We want to, encourage people to educate themselves, but at the same time, I don't want to tell them, be too afraid to go in and get your gallbladder out, and because that's just going to cause all kinds of other issues.
Definitely. It's a fine balance of making people advocate for themselves and not scaring themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all of this information. It's so impressive. All of your knowledge within the healthcare and all the work you're doing is so impressive.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I would like to ask you before you leave, how has your experience been at the patient safety movement as a student?
It's been so wonderful. I've been learning so much. Like, I have been doing public health for 6 years now, and I've taken classes on the US healthcare system for semesters and semesters, and I've never known how many people are being affected by medical errors at all. It's almost like they don't teach you about it because it's not in your face enough, and people should be like, this should be more known. And I'm learning so much, and with all of the like really cool education material and apps that I've been so lucky to like read and be a part of, it's my knowledge and education has gone up significantly just from participating in this internship.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear. And were you able to meet all of your goals and your objectives for this semester?
I was, yeah. I think I want to continue helping and interning for you guys for a while because I'm just enjoying it so much and learning so much more than I thought I would through this, and it's so fascinating.
Excellent. Well, hey, we will take all of the free labor you can get. So, and I mean, if you've been here long enough now to know that we need a lot of help.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are doing amazing work, and you need all the resources like you guys need, and what you're working with is just so impressive with all the stuff you guys are able to get done.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for being with us for this past semester. I know you've been a fabulous help to Olivia, so we do appreciate you too.
Yes, and thank you so much for meeting with me today. This was a huge help.
Good. Well, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions. Again, my apologies that I can't be on camera. We literally just moved into our new place yesterday, and I don't even have any friends.
Oh, so, don't even worry.
I'm still working, so just feel free to reach out anytime.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and I'll send you the recording. Okay.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome. Okay.
Bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.